Hello YouTube. This is what I wanted to show you here in my spare bedroom. Oh, not the Zombieland poster, but thank God for rednecks. It's right here. It is my new economical way of storing my firearms securely and safely, or at least in my opinion. If you've been watching any of my videos, I've been in the process of moving, and the other house that I sold a little while back, it was an older house. It was about 200 years old. Well, sorry, it was about 130 years old. Maybe a little older. 1886, whatever that was. That's when it was built. This house here was built, finished completion in December 1st, 1940. But anyway, when I got rid of the other place, the gun safe that was in there was slightly newer than the house, and the people really liked it. It was a large 6-foot safe, dual doors, weighed about a ton, and we worked that deal and they kept that safe. I didn't want to go through the hassle of putting another antique safe in here because they weigh so much. You have to put cribbing under the floors to hold the weight, and as you can see, it's a conventional floor, it's all wood, and moving them and the expense, I just didn't want to deal with it. And any of the newer safes that I ran across that were under $3,000, I just thought were a piece of crap for the money. A lot of those $1,000, $1,500 safes, you just push on the sides of them and it's like a car door. This is actually thicker steel than those safes were. Not the door on the safe. They're thick, but when you get to the sides and the bottom, top, they're just really glorified sheet metal, which is what this is. This does lock. It takes 2 padlocks to go into the sides. Just these little master locks. I think they're number 5s. They're keyed together. But they go up in here. It's not a quick access by any means, but either was my antique safe. You had to go through 5 numbers, 4 times this way, 3 times this way, stop on 6, all that crap. This is just where I keep this stuff to store it. The stuff that I use for protecting my family and my house is it's a lot quicker access. It's not in here. But this is just a job box, like most construction people use out on the job sites for keeping their cordless drills and saws and stuff like that, which I'm keeping my firearms in. It's pretty spacious. It's actually bigger than most safes. I don't have all my firearms in here now, so I'm at a buddy's house in his safe. Because what I have a friend that's going to do for me is put some metal tracks up on the sides, kind of like what you use on your drawers in your kitchen. And we're going to put where the guns are going to rest, piece of wood here, have it all nice and padded. I'm going to carpet the whole inside, put a little padding on the inside. And then we'll have 2 of these, one over here and one here, and they'll move on the tracks so I can adjust it for the length of the rifles. Sit the guns in it. When I want to pull the firearms out, I can slide it over, get really easy access to everything underneath. It still wouldn't be hard even if they didn't slide, but if I'm going to make it, it's not much different. He's going to hook me up and do all that for me here in about a month. I haven't decided what I'm going to do to the outside yet. Maybe put like some wood flooring on it, make it look like a cedar box, or have, got some friends that paint, maybe paint it up, make it look nice, put a mural. I'm not sure. Anybody has any ideas on the outside of it, instead of throwing a comforter over the top, please put it in the comments. I'm open to suggestions. But I picked this thing up used on Craigslist. Cost me $125. Brand new, they're about $350 at Lowe's. And the newer ones have a better locking mechanism. It's a little easier to use than this one. But when you lock it up, it just goes right through here. It's about a 1/4 inch steel. It's all fully welded everywhere. They say that they're watertight. It's supposed to have a little rubber seal on the side, but this one's gone because it's an older box. I actually keep in all the ammo boxes and everything, I keep these little decent packs that I pick up when I buy different things. And you stick them in the oven for a couple hours at like 200 degrees, well, about 6 hours for 200 degrees, and dries them all out and they're good to go. I keep those in all the ammo boxes, so I'm not too concerned about it being watertight. as far as fire safety goes, I did a lot of volunteer work for the Sheriff's Department, and I did a little bit for the fire department, and I've seen a few safes go through fires. The safes, you know, they're still there. They're ugly, but most of them held up. But the firearms inside, from the heat, they're all blistered up. The wood's tore up on them. They're not anything unless it's, you know, some sentimental value where you're going to spend more money restoring it probably than buying a new one. The stuff doesn't survive. It's just basically some, you know, particle board or drywall they use for insulation, and it sucks. So, you know, it is what it is. This has none in it. I don't really think that the other ones are going to do any better than this unless you're going to fork out like $3 grand plus for a good safe. So this is just to keep them secure and safe, not for fire reasons and stuff like that. I know you can break into the box. You can get a grinding wheel, you get a torch, you can cut the sides out, do whatever. You can do that with a safe too. Hey, I got a security system with cameras and motion detectors and big dog, and so this fits my needs. But I just thought I'd throw it out there. You know, there's a lot of people that can't afford safes. I'm not willing to, I could afford to go get one. I'm not willing to do that. There's other things I'd rather spend my money on right now. But this is a whole lot better than putting them in the back of your closet or sliding them under your bed, or where they end up a lot of times, because people say, well, I'm just going to put it off a little while to try to get that good safe that I want, or I want this or that. And I got a buddy that does the gun lockers. He buys those. This is much more secure than his gun locker, and his gun locker was like $500. This was cheaper and much more secure and much bigger. And this is a good factor for me. Well, let me back up a little bit. The box itself weighs, you know, 150 pounds, 170 pounds, something like that. By the time I throw the ammo and some guns in it and everything's loaded up, I'm going to be pushing 800 pounds, maybe 1,000 once I get all my crap in here. Nobody's going to pick it up and run with it. And like I said, dog security systems, all the rest of it. But I do live in the deep south down by the Gulf of Mexico. We do have storms like Katrina 10 years ago. This does have handles on it. I can pull, you know, the ammo and stuff out of it, and Buddy and I, we can take it, and I can throw it on my trailer when it's time to boogie out of town. Everything I do down here, I try to keep mobile, because you can lose everything. Yes, I have insurance on all of it and all that, but that, you know, insurance is great, but when I need a firearm, I'd rather have the firearm than the insurance. So that's another reason I wanted this, because it was mobile. Just not what I'm going to do to, what I'm doing to the outside of it. If I'm going to put some, like, flooring on it, make it look like a cedar box, or, you know, try to paint it up, or I got to do something instead of just having the quilt thrown over the top. If anybody has any suggestions, throw them in the comments. I'm open to anything that will look decent and, you know, can maybe kind of fit in with the country style house here. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Just wanted to give somebody another option if you don't want to fork out shitloads of money. But anyway, as always, thanks for watching. God bless. Happy and safe shooting. And again, really, don't just overlook this. Give it a try. It's a nice hefty box, and it's, you know, they're built for construction sites. They're built for abuse. They're hefty. You know, it's a nice hefty box. I'm not a little guy, and I can jump up and down on it. It didn't do anything to it. So, thanks for watching.